I think that given the world that we live in now, we live in a technological world. It's common now to have cell phones, to have Blackberries, to have laptops at home. Everyone text messaging. Well, you can't live in this world if you can't spell, you can't count. Education is a necessity. It is not something that you would like. It is something you can't survive without. People all over the world are now beginning to outcount and outspell Americans. How are we going to compete in this world if we raise a generation that does not have educational equity or at least equal footing with the rest of the world? So the world of your grandfathers or my mother and father or my world, you could get by with some education. The world that we're going into now, you cannot get by without an education. The only place you can go without education is jail. And even then, you need to know how to remember your cell number. Well, education was important to me because my mother grew up in the segregated South. I grew up in the North after segregation. And she would always drum in my head how they fought for the right to be educated. I think that what I never forgot is how she would make me do my homework and help me with words she couldn't understand. And I always was determined to try to be something because I felt that it meant so much to her that she wanted me to be something she didn't have the right to be. As I went through school, I started getting the sense that people felt that we couldn't achieve. And I decided early in life, I was not going to let people decide how far I could go in life, where my benchmark was. I was going to decide that for myself. So even though I came out of a single parent home, my father left when I was very young. My mother raised my sister and I on welfare in the projects. And I had a teacher that told me, do something with your hands. Don't try to be a preacher. Don't try to be a social leader. I made up in my mind what I wanted to be, and I lived to not only make that teacher estimation of me not be accurate, I lived to watch that teacher vote for me to be president of the United States. So don't let people decide for you what you're going to be. Decide for yourself who you can be, what you can be. Set the goal and pay the price and get there, and don't let anybody tell you you can't. Civil rights in the 21st century is about education. When I look at the fact that in most major cities, 31 to 55% of blacks are not graduating from high school, the achievement gap is broad. It is almost like we have the right to do things that we don't have the equal access to. The right of quality education should be for everybody. We must have education available to everybody, which includes choice, which includes incentive to teachers to have the best teachers. We cannot have people segregate our training and then tell us we're integrated in society. If you're segregated or denied equal education, the results are you will not be able to compete equally in society. So the issue of civil rights in the 21st century is education. But it must also be coupled with parental participation and with student motivation. It doesn't matter if we keep the doors open if you won't walk through them. We believe in you. You have to believe in yourself.